But we begin with the latest from Iran and plans from the U.S. to strike even deeper into the country. Israel launching a new wave of strikes across Tehran, and an attempt by Congress to stop it all was shut down. Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy leading us off tonight.
Tonight, unclassified video shared by the Pentagon shows a U.S. submarine sink an Iranian ship, marking the first sinking of an enemy vessel by a torpedo since World War II.
4 days in, we have only just begun to fight.
A fight that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says is intensifying and bombing the regime's security forces, adding the military is now expanding inland, striking deeper into Iran's territory. Smoke seen over the country's capital city that is now riddled with debris.
This is an incredible demonstration of America's global reach. To hunt, find, and kill an out-of-area deployer is something that only the United States can do at this type of scale.
With Iran firing back, launching more than 500 ballistic missiles and 2,000 drones, vowing to completely destroy the Middle East military and economic infrastructure. While back in D.C.,
good afternoon, everyone.
The White House faced questions Wednesday when it comes to the possibility of American troops on the ground in Tehran.
Well, they're not part of the plan for this operation at this time, but I certainly will never take away military options on behalf of the President of the United States.
For 47 years, we were pushed around, and we shouldn't have been. And I think I can say, and you see it as well as I do, you see the tremendous progress that's being made. The missiles are being wiped out.
To date, the war has killed more than 1,000 people in Iran, with officials saying it includes a dozen deaths in Israel and more than 50 in Lebanon, as it is unclear the future of who will lead Tehran.
Iran's senior leaders are dead. The so-called governing council that might have selected a successor, dead, missing, or cowering in bunkers, too terrified to even occupy the same room.
Tonight, the White House is also sharing that President Donald Trump plans to attend the dignified transfer of the 6 U.S. service members killed in the operation. The date and time of that has not been set yet. Louis?
All right, Ben Kennedy from Our Nation.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 4th of March. It's 2026, and the war is escalating because Iran shooting at every country all around them, and every country all around them shooting back is allowing this to turn into the great Armageddon they are so desperately looking for. And it's astonishing to me how many channels are supporting America, supporting Trump's decisions as wise ones, and other ones are actually putting it right out there for what it is. It's insane. And meanwhile, Israel, once they dragged America into it, Israel has now gone on a side quest where they have boots on the ground in Lebanon. And boots on the ground will have to happen with America because, like Trump said, what are you going to do? Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whatever he said. But a friend of mine, Tommy G, has a huge YouTube channel, and he talked to a very important general. Listen to what this general had to say.
Understanding why we're in this conflict in the first place, from the Trump administration's point of view, and then if it differs from your point of view as well.
Well, listen, people can go and listen to Hegseth and Trump and whatever they have to say. I'm not going to repeat that drivel. I'm going to tell you that the reason we're in this war is because Israel and its Zionist billionaire supporters in the United States currently control Congress and the president. They invested enough money to ensure that everyone on the Hill will support whatever Israel wants, and they invested enough money in Trump that he was able to be elected in 2024. Those are the facts. So we are effectively in this war to remove Iran as an obstacle to Israel's regional hegemony.
Now, if you say that to a congressperson or to someone that's in AIPAC, they're going to say that that is a conspiracy theory.
Well, it's not a theory. It's a fact. All you have to do is look at the 100+ million that have been invested in the Congress by the Zionist billionaires. Because if you just look at what AIPAC says it spends on lobbying, that's about $3 million, which is a modest sum. You have to look at the direct payments that go into political action committees to ensure that candidates are elected. You have to understand that a candidate who says they're not prepared to support whatever Israel wants knows that whoever his opponent is will then be offered the same money regardless of party, as long as he or she supports whatever Israel wants. It's a very
So as you can see, not everybody is fooled. Some people know exactly what we know, the conspiracy theories. This is insane. One friend of Trump, Adelson, I tried to look it up, but I just thought of it, gave him $250 million. That is criminal. This entire war is criminal. Do you see what I'm saying? 50,000 more troops are on their way. More ships are on their way. Every country has to get involved with this right now. This is going to go completely huge, and it's going to, like it's already done, make its way home, because that's the plan. That's the plan. None of this makes any sense because that's the plan. Unless you understand what the New World Order is and why they need to do this, then you'll understand. They're going to try to bring about Armageddon early or whatever, and they have to destroy the United States. Well, I'll tell you what, gas prices are already up 30 cents a gallon where I'm at right now. And I actually got a Airbnb, and it said, nice little getaway. It was in the ghetto. It was in the ghetto. There was no air conditioning. It didn't work. The entire place smelled like a giant bottle of Febreze, and I couldn't, something would happen to my vehicle one way or the other. So I just said, screw it. I canceled, and I came all the way back out here to the desert. I wanted to have the B&B for 2 days so I could at least edit all day tomorrow, but apparently I'm not going to have time. So I have to go off the notes that I have, and because of our current situation, my notes are copious. So I'm going to try to cover everything right now, but here's the fun part. Iran has closed the Straits of Hormuz, so oil production, oil shipping has stopped. And Trump, with all of our beautiful oil, we've got the biggest supply of oil in the world, we're the biggest guys. They've been shipping all of our oil and natural gas out of the country. So your bills are going to double, quadruple. This is all by design. They need to completely crush whatever's left of the American morale. They have to completely destroy us. People can't afford things as it is now. Okay? So gas prices go up, food goes up. Everything goes up because everything comes on a truck. Diesel fuel is already at $4.30 a gallon. On a road I just passed the other day, it was three and change, like $3.69, $3.79. It's going up, and it'll continue to go up. Well, we'll escort them with our Navy ships. You can't do that, dude. That's a sitting duck. Are you kidding me? And no oil shipping people are going to ship their boats through there because you can be reached from the land, period. You know what I'm saying? Without boots on the ground, there is no regime change, so we have to put boots on the ground, period. This is ugly, and it's going to get uglier. You need to understand, this isn't going to get better. It's going to get worse. It's all by design. Everything I've ever been telling you about for the last almost 20 years is actually here. We're actually living through it. This is happening right here, right now. So understand that. You know what I'm saying? This isn't going to be fixed with political, we're going to vote somebody, and this is going to happen. Nope, they're all bought and paid for. Our country has been usurped by Israel a long time ago, just like I've shown you. It's right on the back of the dollar bill. The New World Order, Novus Order Seclorum, is on the back of the dollar bill. It's the first thing that Elon Musk tweeted when Trump became president. The second thing Trump did when he became president was hand $500 billion off to the richest 1% on the earth to make data centers to keep track of your digital dollar and your social credit score, and then whatever else they do. Plus, they raise all your bills. They take away your water. They're destroying the planet. But who cares? Who cares? I know it's not a planet. Shut up. Relax. And someone's like, Richie, you called a helicopter a C-130. And my retort was, hey, dude, why don't you make videos out in the middle of the desert with a Starlink at night with no script all the time on important shit? And let me know how you do. But on that, I will digress.
Global order. And so we are seeing right now that ground offensive has already begun.
Hugely significant indeed. Kurdish forces start movements against Iran. Jonathan Conricus, your take on exactly that, the significance of a move like this and the timing right now.
But Iran showing it still has the power to fight. Tehran releasing this video, showing off an arsenal of drones and missiles still capable of striking neighbours.
The process that has begun will soon reach Europe if countries think that they can sit safely in a corner until this conflict ends and then take a share of it. They are gravely mistaken. The fire of this war is highly contagious and will engulf the entire world.
While cautious, some of America's traditional allies are preparing for a wider war. Greece is sending 2 frigates, France deploying an aircraft carrier group, 2 more frigates to the eastern Mediterranean. From the UK, HMS Dragon, its most advanced destroyer, due in Cyprus in a week. Qatar says it took down 2 Iranian fighter jets in its airspace and 98 ballistic missiles. British ground troops stationed in Iraq also downed drones. Its RAF jets already in the air, shooting down attack drones over Jordan and Qatar. Israel is fighting on a different front. Pummeling Beirut, targeting Iranian proxy Hezbollah.
Well, it's obviously designed to apply pressure on the Iranian regime. It is to signal to the Iranian regime that there will be pressure coming from various locations, from various ethnic groups. To put things into historic perspective, the Kurds are a large minority in Iran, but they're not the only large minority. Like them, there are the Baluchis in the southeast, the Azeris in the northeast, and other big ethnic groups that probably already are in some stages of similar development. I think we could assess this ahead of time that the Kurds would be first because they are by far the most organized and they have a history of bearing arms and fighting for themselves. And I think this is designed mostly by the US to apply pressure on the regime. Now, to put it to contain it a little bit, I think we shouldn't expect things that the Kurds are not capable of. This isn't an expeditionary force. They do not have the logistics or the manpower or the skill or technology to maneuver across lots of terrain and to present a military threat on Tehran or other centers of gravity of the Iranian regime. But definitely it will present pressure and it will perhaps bring or motivate other groups in Iran to do the same thing, again, with the desired outcome to apply pressure on the regime. Now, the big question is, how will the Iranian regime respond? Will they respond by lashing out and actually engaging, allocating resources and fighting and with a lot of stress to it? Or will they make the smarter decision, kind of contain the situation and try to focus on other things that they have that are more burning? So far, the Iranian regime hasn't really managed this operation very well, so it'll be very interesting to see how they respond to this new threat.
Isn't it awesome listening to propaganda? The funny thing is I believe Iran more than I believe our own government because everything that they say is a lie. Everything that the media puts out is backed or owned by Israel, so it's all a lie. This is mind-boggling to me, completely blowing me away big time. But people are buying it, people are sitting back, people are relaxing, and they're thinking, we can vote on things later and figure it all out. And, Iran was going to get us any minute now, blah, blah, blah. I showed you the video last night where Netanyahu's been saying that since like 2002. He doesn't stop saying it. And now our own government is like, on the Fox News, I saw something on there where he's like, they talked to Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. And Iran told him point blank, we had enough uranium to make enough bombs. We were ready in a week. Wow. What a coincidence. They only told Jared Kushner, Trump's son, the one that lived at 666. You know what I mean? It's totally, completely crazy. And here's something I want to address real quick. See this? I'm getting comments like, Richie, you're telling people to buy gold, and what about gold confiscation? Because that's happened before. Yes, it has happened before. And here's my reply to that. How's this? Ready? Here we go. For those that are sensitive, please place your left hand and your right hand over your ears. Okay, ready? What are you, a fucking pussy? A gold confiscation? What about the mandates for the vaccines? What about the mandatory lockdowns? Did you abide by those? Well, then if you did, if the answer was yes to either one of them, then switch off this channel and go watch Dabu 77 or whatever. Go watch somebody repeat the mainstream narrative only and once in a while say New World Order. This is for real. This is for people that are actually seriously preparing and understand the time of the hour we are in right now. Because yes, behold the pale horse. We're there. This is exactly what so many people that I came up under taught me about the New World Order. This has to happen. They are literally going to try to bring on Armageddon, and the United States needs to be destroyed in the process. Think about all the videos about people that are in Iran and in Israel standing underneath incoming missiles, videotaping them for TikTok, going yo, 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 and Allah Akbar and whatnot. But in America, if it's going to snow too much, the government mandates that everybody shelters in place, stay inside. Oh, there's a guy with a gun over there in the middle of Texas. Everybody shelter in place. A real government would say, hey, we can't get the cops there right now. Can you guys get out there with your legal AR-15s and light this bitch up? Yeah. So if they could try to confiscate your gold, we're in a lawless country right now. We're in a lawless country. Trump took $500 billion of your dollars, handed them to the richest 1%. Trump went to another country and stole the president in the middle of the night using the discombobulator, claiming that we now own all their oil reserves. We're the richest oil company in the world. And yet, today, gasoline has already gone up by 30%, and that will continue, okay? It's amazing how if it comes to gold confiscation, that means they're actually going door to door. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to acquiesce and do what they tell you and get the mark of the beast and get your social credit score and get your digital ID? Neither am I, okay? I didn't do one single thing they told me to do during COVID, and I'm still here. I'm still here. And as a matter of fact, I told you they were going to do COVID, and then COVID happened 2 months later. And I told you they were going to do this, and here it is. And it's just going to get bigger and uglier because Iran has China backing them. They have unlimited missiles that they can continue to shoot. We don't have Patriot missile and THAAD missiles, anti-missile missiles to shoot them down because Iran's already made sure we exhausted them all. They're not stupid. They've got China backing them up, dude. This is going to turn into World War III, and that's the plan. Because these faggots, no offense, will end up going into their underground bunkers. That's what they built them for, while we're up here dealing with the consequences they have caused. Our government, since I've been alive, has made sure that every other country on earth hates us or fears us, and that all falls on our shoulders because chanting USA, USA during a war is a scumbag thing to do. I said it years ago, and I'm saying it now. And when I used to tell you about they will come home to roost, well, it's coming. And I used to tell you at the same time that the national debt, they were just running it up because they were never going to pay it. Trump will be the last president. Congress doesn't seem to care. They say a little bit here, and, oh, Trump shouldn't have done that. That's not nice. He doesn't care, man. These guys are all in it. They're all in it. Either they took the money or they're on the Epstein list. One of the two. How come the last 3 million pages of the Epstein list that probably has all the videos of Trump raping a 13-year-old haven't been released? I don't know. Whenever they get in a corner, whenever they get in a jam, they start a war. Every single solitary time. This is it. This is for real. Nothing's going to go back to normal. We're going to see what war in other countries looks like in America, and they're going to make sure of it. Remember the videos I did last year at the border? The Texas-Mexico border, and everybody was, where are you from? Iran. That's weird. Why are all these military-age Iranians here? Because they were sent here, and they were brought in by our own government. Problem, reaction, solution. Un-effing believable. I'm sorry that I'm pissed off, but I'm pissed off. And you know what? God-fearing, truth-seeking Christian people want a pissed-off Richie from Boston because I get shit done. You see what I'm saying? I am a little leery about the helicopters, but I'm still here because I'm just that stupid. At any rate, none of this Iranian war was an accident. It was a plan, and they told us the plan. It's right here in front of your face. What do you think that all means? Red tanks, blue tanks, drones, robots, rockets, missiles, all this stuff? They were telling us, and they're doing it. I've never seen them. I told you this at the beginning of the year. I've never seen them act so quickly. Ever since Trump's been in office, this has been rapid, and it has to be, and it will continue. Nothing is going back to normal ever. You need to understand that. I can't stress that enough. And while you're still able, get your money out of the bank. They're going to hack the banks. Somebody's going to shut the banks down and blame it on any number of countries because everybody's in the mix now. We've done pissed in everybody's cereal, and the banks will be the target. You're not buying anything. You're turning your ones and zeros, your 401k, your IRA into actual gold and silver. Will you be able to use it? Well, that's completely up to you, but at least you'll have it. You won't be at the complete and utter mercy. Think about the people during Hurricane Katrina. Where was the government? Exactly. They were on the other side of the dam making sure nobody found the explosives they used to blow it. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with the economy. When it goes down, you're going to be absolutely screwed. They do not care about us, which is why they're stealing every single solitary drop of money, everything, every piece of wealth out of this world before they nuke the United States. And I say nuke meaning they destroy it. And speaking of nukes, I don't believe in nuclear weapons, but I've been married before, so I have been wrong. If there are nuclear weapons, Israel will launch them against everybody, including us. Period. But here's something I recently found out. If you dig deep enough, you can find out things like the real secret technology the rich people have. And this is some of it right here. And it's frightening, but you need to see it, because when they do the alien thing, because remember, that's still a thing, that's still coming, you'll understand what you're seeing in the sky. Because you're going to need all the absolute willpower you can possibly muster and all the faith in God that you can possibly imagine. When they do this alien thing, everyone around you, all the people you love, your children, your significant other, your son, your aunt, your uncle, they're all going to believe this, and you're going to have to know what's right. Let me show you something. Let me show you some technology that you probably didn't know about. Everybody knows about the TR-3B. That's it flying right there. Well, the TR-3B, like we expected, is old news. It's still something most people have never seen, and it is something they will use. You're looking at actual video of real government vehicles, because apparently they're not necessarily lying about it, but people know about it, and the information is out there. Some of the technology they have is insane. They've got a thing called the TR-4. The TR-3A, TR-3B, TR-3C, and the TR-3-4. And these weapons can travel faster than hypersonic missiles. They can go from one side of the world to the other on one tank of gas. These things absolutely defy gravity. This is the Nazi Bell. This is the red and blue Mercury going counterclockwise inside the Nazi Bell that actually propelled it all the way out to Pennsylvania. You're seeing it in real life actually working. So will they go nuclear, or will they break things like this out? You know what I'm saying? And scare the Iranians thinking that it's aliens or some such. But they've got the technology, but the people that have it aren't necessarily our government. When they mention DARPA, that's just really rich people that work for the Rothschild family, period. But this is all something that could be coming down the pike, so understand, this is very real. It is not alien whatsoever at all. And the fact that they're switching up and going from interstellar to interdimensional beings, well, they have to, because they watch the internet. They know that some of us people that really do know what's going on understand that nothing is interstellar. It's all interdimensional. And these won't be things that when they finally drop this, you'll be seeing these things in person, not on television, because once they release the demons, these are demons, dude. These are fallen angels that have been trapped for the longest time. Once they are released, men's hearts will fail from fear. So worrying about if you get more of the algorithm or more views doesn't matter anymore. I'm yelling because I'm pissed off, because I've been watching YouTube, all sorts of news all day, and it is amazing how people don't understand what this is. The government is telling the military this is Armageddon. Trump and Jesus have been anointed. Are you shitting me? That's never happened before. They're talking Armageddon. These guys are really doing this. This is the New World Order coming to fruition, exactly like I warned you about. Period. And here's the other thing. We have no idea what CERN is up to at all, because they've kind of gone dark. CERN, ITER, these weapons, I believe, are going to... CERN is there to open the pit. Somebody recently said that Oak Ridge, the Large Hadron Collider they have there, and CERN are the same thing. They're identical. That couldn't be any further from the truth. If you've been following and investigating CERN for as long as I have, CERN is built on the Temple of Abaddon, the seat of Satan. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. CERN is opening the pit. Oak Ridge is probably just going to try to open a massive portal on this side or use it as a weapon against Jesus when he returns. Because Jesus warned us about this, and these are the weapons that mankind has. None of them make any sense, how they got here, etc., so forth, and yet here they are at any rate. So because I got mad and left the Airbnb and came back out to the desert, this is going to take a while to upload because for some reason, even though Starlink is using the millions of satellites that are up there, when it gets dark, its speed drops to 50%. So uploading this video is going to take a while. But let me just leave you this little reminder. The Secret Service has put security, extra security on the president and every living president still, which is ironic because they should just put them in prison for safekeeping because they're all on the Epstein list. You see what I'm saying? Period. There's no way Joe Biden doesn't show up on the list because every time you've seen him, he's fondling a child and smelling their hair or rubbing their chest. I got video of it. I'm just not going to show it right now. But you know what I'm saying. If they're all hunkering down, you need to as well. Get yourself in order and hit your knees the moment if you wake up in the morning, thank God for it. If you get a meal, thank God for it. If you know it's Saturday, the Sabbath, fast all day. Read the Bible all day. But get ready for this because this is going to get insane. You're going to try to tell people the truth about the war, and they're going to be believing the propaganda on television. The U.S. military, we're doing great. That's why we're sending out more battleship groups and 50,000 troops. Yeah, we're doing phenomenal. This is going to be phenomenal. They're going to drag this out. This will make it home because it's the perfect excuse to start killing Americans to take away more liberties. This is exactly what they need, and it's exactly what they're doing. We live in a lawless country right now. Donald Trump is the lawless one. Is AI the Antichrist? No, not at all. The AI can't get a head wound, and then, you know what I'm saying? So no, AI is just going to allow so many different things. And once the pit is open, AI won't matter anymore because all the things that are coming through us through technology, pretending to be helpful AI chatbots, are going to be standing in your face. Men's hearts will fail from fear. Think about that. I almost swore. We're living this. This is happening. Everything we ever talked about is happening right now. The more propaganda you watch, the more you're exposing yourself to their broadcasting, casting the spell from Hollywood, the magic wood that made magic wands for the Druids. They're still doing it to this very day. Live every day like it's your last. One of these days you'll be right. Richie from Boston. I'm out.